Hey, how's it going? I'll just back in with another sequence video. This one spans a few chapters, Isaiah 31 to 33. So I'll just cover the points that, honor the sequence. 31:1, woe to those who go down to Egypt for help and rely on horses, Egypt in modern days America, who trust in chariots because they are many and horsemen because they are very strong, but do not look to the Holy One of Israel or consult the Lord. So the Lord of hosts will come down, this in verse 5, to fight on Mount Zion and on its hill, like birds hovering, so the Lord of hosts will protect Jerusalem like birds hovering. Okay, and these so-called UFOs. He will protect and deliver it. He will spare and rescue it. So now we have a reference to salvation. Verse 9 declares the Lord whose fire is in Zion and whose furnace is in Jerusalem. So this is letting us know that this represents God returning with his elect, and they'll have power, like it says here, whose fire is in Zion and whose furnace is in Jerusalem. So they're going to be returning with Christ in these so-called UFOs to do this. Here also in 32:6, this is the translation of kingdoms, actually starting in verse 5. The fool will no more be called noble, like we have now, Biden and all these people, nor the scoundrel said to be honorable. For the fool speaks folly, and his heart is busy with iniquity, to practice ungodliness, to utter error concerning the Lord, to leave the craving of the hungry unsatisfied, and to deprive the thirsty of drink. As for the scoundrel, his devices are evil, he plans wicked schemes, and we see that going on in the world right now, everywhere. So that represents the translation of kingdoms. Once this stuff happens in the sky, people are going to know. This is simply the wrath of God. It's amazing. Verse 18. So after, we have this time here of, whose fire is in Zion, whose furnace is in Jerusalem, then, we'll have a time of peace. And so there's further evidences of this destruction in 33:12, and the people will be as if burned to lime, like thorns cut down that are burned in the fire. Okay, so, and that's in verse 12. This is 33:12. And, 33 represents the power structures, and 6 represents the mark of the beast. So 6:6, they're going to be burned in fire. Then body and soul will be destroyed. Verse 14, the sinners in Zion are afraid. Trembling has seized the godless. Who among us can dwell with a consuming fire? Who among us can dwell with everlasting burnings? Okay, so this is destruction that's happening here on earth. And this in verse 14. This is with God's elect. He who walks righteously and speaks uprightly, who despises the gain of oppressions. Okay, so this is why the Bible says, come out of her, my people, because this whole system loves people who just oppress and then make money off that oppression. So I want no part of that, because I want no part of this destruction. Okay, and so after this burning, this consuming fire, then we have references in verse 24, and no inhabitant will say, I am sick. The people who dwell there will be forgiven their iniquity. That's in verse 24, for God's elect, God's right-hand side. And so this is a reference to the kingdom. So again, even spanning across multiple chapters, you can find the sequence. The whole Bible is literally just that nested everywhere. It's absolutely amazing. So you'll have reference to salvation. You're going to have references to delineating two groups of people, and then you're going to have wrath, with God and his elect, Christ and his elect, and then the kingdom. So hope everyone's doing well. Bye.